in 7 students is either a bully or a victim of bullying. Can you tell who it is? Article 19 of United Nations Conventions on the Rights of the Child sets up guidelines to protect the child from all forms of physical or mental violence, injury or abuse, neglect, maltreatment, or exploitation, including sexual abuse while either in the care of parents, legal guardians, or any other person who is caring for the child. Art therapy is a mental health profession that uses the creative process to improve the well-being of individuals of all ages. It is based on the belief that art making helps people resolve conflicts, manage behavior, reduce stress, increase self-esteem and self-awareness, and integrate towards wholeness. Art therapy is for everyone. Margaret Nunberg was an American psychologist, educator, artist, author, and among the first major theorists of art therapy in 1942. Her approach was named dynamically oriented art therapy. She viewed art expression as a way to manifest unconscious imagery. In her practice, she had her clients draw their dreams in addition to talking about them. Kramer and her fellow pioneer of American art therapy, and Margaret had a similar goal of combining art and psychology. Their beliefs took a different path where Kramer began to declare that it was art as therapy, and Nunberg instead promoted art in therapy. Edith Kramer became a follower of Sigmund Freud. Kramer especially believed in the concept of sublimation. Freudian theory describes sublimation as a defense mechanism that allows us to act out unacceptable impulses by converting these behaviors into a more acceptable form. Kramer's training was in art education, and psychoanalytically informed psychotherapy. The British artist Adrian Hill was one of the first British theorists who came up with art therapy. He was an artist who had coined the term art therapy in 1942. Hill, recovering from tuberculosis, discovered the therapeutic benefits of drawing and painting. He wrote that the value of art therapy lay in completely engrossing the mind as well as the fingers, releasing the creative energy from a patient, which enables the patient to build up a strong defense against his misfortunes. Artist Edward Adamson was demobilized after World War II. He joined Adrian Hill to extend Hill's work to the British long-stay mental hospitals. After joining Hill for a few years, Edward Adamson later became known as the father of art therapy in Britain. Although art therapy has been around since the 1940s, it only began as a profession in the mid-20th century, arising independently in English-speaking and European countries. The early therapists who published amounts of their work acknowledged the influence of psychiatry, psychoanalysis, early childhood education, and art education. Today, art therapy has expanded into fine arts therapy. In the article Music Therapy for Victims of Bullying, Silverman and Schaffer suggest that musical therapy would be an ideal coping mechanism for victims of bullying due to the fact that the lyrics from the pre-selected songs will carry out the message and connect to the student and transfer it into their daily lives. It also allows the student to improve their social skills and self-esteem.
When you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide. It's where my demons hide.
In the article Art Therapy for Children, Waller explored how children were able to overcome their personal challenges through expression. Also, in Waller's article, he concluded that by having a child create art, they are more likely to explore and express feelings that are difficult to put into words, especially when they have been subjected to bullying. In Goldstein's study from the 2011 article Implications of Bullying, poetry and bibliography therapy puts the reader in the shoes of the poet and helps promote personal growth and understanding of the issue.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can be far more deadly. Bullying with your fingers instead of your fists doesn't feel as real. The online playground brings out the sinister in all of us. The old schoolyard bullies would almost call it too easy. The internet is a sick game of tag. You can bully someone, and your handiwork remains frozen on the internet forever. It is a sick game of tag. You're it!
The authors who advocate for drama therapy stress the importance of art as a vital method to bullying prevention, citing how the power of theater is instrumental in behavioral understanding and emotional expression in youth. The second half of Article 19 of the United Nations Conventions on the Right of the Child states that it calls for any legislative, social, and educational measures are put in place to protect children and must include the effective establishments of social programs that provide necessary support to youth and those caring for them. Mental health professional and registered art therapist Bruce Tobin has been working with children and adolescents in First Nation communities. He is a senior counselor in the Saanich School Districts and for the La Wellnu Tribal School. Out of Canada, British Columbia is the only known province that has implemented art therapy in school settings. Since Article 19 states that children have the right to be protected from all forms of violence, abuse, neglect, and exploitation, it is the responsibility of any legislative, guardians, educators, administrations to do everything in their power to protect a child from harm's way. This includes creating and implementing new social programs to protect these children. It is our duty to address the issues at hand that hurts a child. Bullying being one of these examples, we recommend that fine arts therapy should be implemented into schools. Bullying is one of these issues we can control within our school systems. Since Canada is one of the countries who have ratified the UNCRC, we have the responsibility to not ignore but to take initiative of this issue. By implementing fine arts therapy into schools, we can fulfill Article 19.